The ban came down on a Tuesday, delivered in a neatly folded letter with the HOA's embossed logo at the top. Effective immediately, lawn gnomes are prohibited. They detract from the community's aesthetic standard. Most residents of Maplewood Grove shrugged and went back to watering their petunias. But Frank Mallory, retired schoolteacher and proud owner of 6 hand-painted gnomes, did not take the news so lightly. They're family, he told his wife. You can't just exile family. That night, under the cover of darkness, Frank launched his rebellion. Armed with a flashlight, gardening gloves, and a mischievous grin, he carried one of his gnomes, Redcap, fishing pole, to the Johnsons' front lawn. He set it down behind their mailbox and tiptoed home. By morning, Mrs. Johnson discovered it and shrieked, "Harold, we've been gnomed." Word spread fast. No one admitted ownership, but more gnomes began appearing. A baker's dozen sprouted across the neighborhood within a week. A gnome reading a book in the Parker's rose bushes, another reclining with a mug of beer beside the Smith sprinkler. Someone even strapped a helmet onto one and left it riding the Andersons' tricycle. The HOA was furious. Warnings were mailed. Fines were threatened. Yet each night, more gnomes marched in. Residents started blaming one another. "You're behind this, aren't you?" Mrs. Thompson hissed at the Hendersons during a committee meeting. "Us? We hate gnomes," the Hendersons barked back, though their front yard now hosted 3. Soon, alliances formed. Some neighbors quietly adored the rebellion and began painting their own contraband gnomes to add to the army. Others turned vigilante, prowling the streets at night with flashlights, trying to catch the culprit. The tipping point came when someone arranged 20 gnomes in battle formation across the community green. Plastic swords and shields had been glued to their hands. A tiny banner read, "The Gnome Wars have begun." Children loved it. Parents laughed. The HOA did not. They convened an emergency meeting in the clubhouse. "We are losing control," President Margaret Hill declared, banging her gavel. "If we don't act, Maplewood Grove will become a circus." Just then, the lights flickered out. Gasps filled the room. When the power returned, the stage was occupied by a single gnome holding a flashlight like a spotlight. The room erupted with laughter. Even Margaret Hill cracked a smile. In the end, the HOA voted to amend the rules. No more than 2 decorative gnomes per lawn, provided they are tastefully maintained. Frank Mallory celebrated quietly, sipping tea on his porch, while his favorite gnome sat proudly beside him. The war was over, but the legend of the Gnome Rebellion would live on. And sometimes, on a warm summer night, new recruits still mysteriously appeared.